People think that the Torah, the Bible, is outdated, old-fashioned, we don't do those things anymore. But the truth is, there's nothing further from the truth. The Torah, our Bible, is called an Etz Chaim, a living tree, which means it's alive, it's living in every generation. Every day it's still alive and kicking. And I want to illustrate that by something that is found in the Gemara, the Talmud, in Horayot, Yud, page Bet 10, the second side. It says, Rabban Gamliel and Rabbi Yoshua, the two rabbis, havu azle bisfinta, they were riding in a ship. Ba'adei de Rabban Gamliel, hava pita, ba'adei Rabbi Yoshua, hava pita v'sulta. Rabban Gamliel had some bread, and Rabbi Yoshua had some bread and flour. Now, when Rabban Gamliel's bread was consumed, he depended on Rabbi Yoshua's flour. Did you know, the former asked him, that we should be so delayed that you brought flour with you? Meaning Rabban Gamliel asked Rabbi Yoshua, how'd you know to bring flour? We're just on a small trip. We didn't need that. How'd you know to bring it? So the latter answered him, Rabbi Yoshua, and he says like this, a certain star rises once in 70 years and leads the sailors astray. And I suspected it might rise and lead us astray. Now what is that? We know that somebody later on in history, in our time, called Halley, he was doing all research and he found that this star, they call it on his name, Halley's Comet, comes once in about 70 years. And it took him whatever years, 12 years or more time of his life to figure all this out based on his calculations and this and that. And he found it. Nobody knew it before. But here we see the rabbis of the Talmud 2,000 years ago already said it. And Rabbi Yoshua, they're not even teaching it in here. He's saying it like in passing. Oh, there's a star once in 70 years, almost like it's nothing new, something everybody knows. He's just answering him. It's not like he sat him down and he said, look, I have a great piece of information. It was such common knowledge that they had in those days that it should be mind-boggling. And everything is in the Torah. Whatever science is discovering today that we think we never had, the Torah somehow has it in there. And there's many proofs like this. So it's not an outdated Torah. It's really living, like I said, in every generation. And even the discoveries that are still not found or discovered yet are in the Torah. We're just waiting to get them. We don't know how to extrapolate it from there. When God blesses somebody too, then the thing comes out. So he answered him, you possess so much knowledge, he said, and yet you travel aboard a ship? So he replied to him, rather than be surprised at me, marvel at two disciples you have on land, Rabbi Elazar Kisma and Rabbi Yochanan ben Gudgada, two rabbis. He said, who are able to calculate how many drops there are in the sea. He said, be surprised at them. You think I know so much. But what does that mean? It means, you mean there's a calculation out there that we can figure out how many drops there are in the sea? Science certainly didn't get to that yet. So I'm just showing you, even things which will be discovered are in here already. How would we even imagine such a thing, that it's possible to calculate that? But look how rich the Torah is. It has everything in it. Now, I just want to show you, it says also in a Zohar, in Teruma, Parashat Teruma, it says, Kucha Berichu, which is God, Istakal, or Istakel Be'oraita, he looked in the Torah, Ubara Alma, and he created the world. He looked in the Torah as the plans, and architectural plans, when someone has, like a blueprint. He looked in the Torah, of course, that he made first, and then from that plans, he created the world. So everything in the world is in the Torah because it's the blueprints. So you can't have any star or any chair or desk or anything that's in the world, including concepts like love, justice, even concepts, not just concrete things. Everything, anything that's anything is in the Torah. Okay? And it says in Mishlei, Proverbs, Dalid Yudchet 4:18, Ve'orach tzadikim, the pathway of the righteous, ke'or noga, like a shining, brilliant light. Those rabbis or people who are blessed by Hashem to know how to figure these things out that are in the Torah, it's like a shining light. The Torah is called or, light, because everything is in there. And when God is ready with different people that He uses, He brings these things out. And every discovery, what's going on today, again, is in the Torah. Whether people find it or not, it is in there. Now I want to show you what it says in the Wikipedia encyclopedia under Halley's Comet, which again, it should be called Rabbi Yeshua's Comet, because he did find it first, and his rabbis probably knew it too, because they probably taught him. It says here in the encyclopedia, the possibility has been raised that the first century Jewish astronomers had already recognized Halley's Comet as periodic. This theory notes a passage in the Talmud which refers to, and they quote, a star which appears once in 70 years that makes the captains of the ships err. End of quote. So the encyclopedia brings down already this passage from the Talmud. But I just want to show you a few things that's maybe a little humorous. First of all, it says, the possibility has been raised, meaning they're still not admitting that the Torah has everything. They still say the possibility. I mean, it's in there, black and white. Also, they say, the first century Jewish astronomers had already recognized this. You know, they can't imagine a rabbi. What astronomer? Rabbi Yeshua, you think he was studying astronomy? He just sat with his book all day and learned and prayed. How could he? They can't imagine that someone would know something like that just by reading a book all day. He must have been an astronomer. How could you know otherwise? But they don't realize, no, you could just be a person sitting and reading all day, because all that astronomy is in the book. It's in the blueprints. So they don't understand that you don't have to be an astronomer to understand these things. And the truth is, any school kid, when he's learning his Torah, his Bible, he's finding things, whether he realizes it or not, that even scientists don't know yet. So I just want to show you how real the Torah is today, as it is for all generations. It's an everlasting book and study that we should take seriously, and maybe find time every day to learn a little bit of it. Don't let it be just sitting on your bookshelf. The reward of the book is to be read, not just to be sitting on the shelf. And God willing, as we read a little bit more every day, God will shower on us blessings and good fortune. And the knowledge itself, like I said, is a brilliant light, and that light does bring blessings to us and our family.